My name's Matt Patterson.
My name is Natalie Patterson.
So in March of 2023, I was out on a multi-day backcountry skiing trip with a few friends. I woke up one morning and just couldn't physically open the tent. I was just really disoriented and nauseous. And as I stumbled out of my tent, some of the other people that were on the trip with me quickly kind of jumped into emergency medicine mode.
I received a text on my phone from an inReach saying that he had been evacuated from the mountains due to a medical emergency. In that moment, my heart just sank because I was thinking maybe it was an avalanche or a trauma, and it was just such a helpless feeling, not knowing where he was or what happened to him.
We had a big storm hit the day before. We knew another storm was going to come in overnight.
So much was going through my head. We were still newly married and just so many lifetime of adventures ahead of us that we talked about, and it was really hard not to let my mind go to the worst case scenario.
While we were formulating a plan, my condition just got way worse, and I could not move, basically, and just felt like I was puking out everything inside my body.
When you can get into these really tricky spots and suddenly the mountain seems so big and you can feel so scared or so vulnerable.
The next thing that I knew, I was laying on the ground, dry heaving and crying, and there was a helicopter that flew over. And so I don't know what it was that prompted the helicopter to come to us.
And then also just thinking about really hoping, like, people were taking care of him who didn't know how important this person was to me, and just really hoping that they could provide whatever he needed.
Someone from King County Search and Rescue eventually was on the ground and came over and said, "Would you like a ride home?" And at that point I said, absolutely, I would love to have a ride home.
I found out that he had been helevaced, and eventually I figured out what hospital he was taken to, and eventually was able to get in touch with him and found out that he had norovirus. Just the relief that I felt in that moment. I was like, I'm fine with norovirus, but so glad that he was okay.
And so, absolutely feel, so much gratitude and so thankful for the people that volunteered their time with King County Search and Rescue so that people like me and my wife and our friends and family can be safe.
Getting to go back out in the helicopter day was really meaningful. The main thing that I felt was just such gratitude.
In some ways, that's like a traumatic experience because you're going back to a place where you felt a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and a lot of concern, certainly at the time, of like what's going on with me, and really feeling like unable to take care of myself. But also just really cool to have that full circle moment. Like, one of our pilots was there that day and actually hoisted me out.
So to sort of relive that, it was a very full circle moment, getting to sit with him and hold his hand in what I wanted to do back in March 2023 that I couldn't do. For more than 60 years, King County Search and Rescue has been providing wilderness and urban search and rescue support to this community.
It just felt like volunteering with King County Search and Rescue was such a great way to connect skills that we have with a community that we're passionate about and services that we've benefited from.
We have 600 volunteers, give or take, across the 9 different units who are giving countless hours of their time and their resources to be able to be there for the community when people need it. And we have 9 incredible units, each with different specialties, who collaborate and work together to provide an amazing service to the people who recreate in this area. So when you're responding to a mission, it is a beautifully orchestrated team effort. And when you show up on the scene, you have the team leaders, operation leaders, you group up at the command post, you figure out what area needs to be searched, if it's a search mission, or figuring out, okay, well, where is the subject's location, who's bringing what into the field. You break up into teams and head off on your specific task. And the feeling of working in unison with people who are all skilled and trained to execute, to help bring somebody back from a trail who's hurt themselves or to help find someone. It's a really beautiful thing to be a part of. So for me, knowing what it feels like to have a loved one in need of help and to feel helpless and to be far away, and how incredible it felt to know that there were skilled people there to be with my person and to help my husband get out of the situation he was in. To be able to, from then, go out on rescue missions and to actually be the person who's helping someone else on one of their worst days, it's so rewarding.
When I think about what this whole experience has meant, like kind of beyond the mission itself, it's really been just such a visceral, tangible event for me around connecting my passions and my skills with the opportunity to make my community a better place. I think it's so cool to be able to help make sure that people are getting home safely from the things that they love doing.